This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, July 27th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. West Lafayette-based WaveLogix is testing its smart concrete invention at the future I-465 interchange to I-69 on the south side of Indianapolis. Founder Luna Liu, a professor of civil engineering at Purdue University, says the sensors provide real-time data on when new concrete is ready to handle heavy traffic.
We could understand the strengths of the concrete development, and therefore engineer can make a data-driven decision when is the most optimized time to open the traffic.
Purdue says the technology could potentially prevent potholes, reduce construction traffic jams, and save taxpayer dollars spent on road repairs. Elkhart-based Patrick Industries is reporting second quarter net income of $42.4 million, down from $117 million during the same period last year. The company said the drop in profit as well as net sales is partially due to a 44% reduction in RV industry wholesale unit shipments. Patrick Industries manufactures components for the RV, marine, manufactured housing, and various industrial markets. The company also reported net sales of $921 million, down from a record $1.48 billion during the second quarter of 2022. More incarcerated women in Indiana will have the opportunity to build their customer service skills after Phoenix-based Televerde launched a new call center at the Indiana Women's Prison. Televerde has two other contact centers at the Rockville and Madison correctional facilities employing 127 women. The new location at the Indianapolis Maximum Security Facility has a headcount of 9, but the company said it plans to expand. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
3 Butler University women's soccer players filed a federal lawsuit yesterday alleging the team's former athletic trainer sexually assaulted and groomed multiple players on the team.
Michael Howell allegedly committed the assaults and other sexual misconduct over several years, the lawsuit said. The alleged acts occurred in Butler's training room, offices, buses, and in Howell's private hotel rooms during away games. They occurred while Howell was under the supervision of Ralph Reif, Butler's Senior Associate Athletic Director for Student-Athlete Health, Performance, and Well-Being. The complaint states that instead of athletic massages that should have lasted 10 minutes and directed to a specific area, Howell would give full-body massages in a private room that could last hours. Further, Howell told the women he had, quote, files against all the players and would use them if they ever said anything bad about him, the lawsuits allege. They claimed Reif never inquired, investigated, raised questions about the safety of female athletes, or followed safety protocols. Butler issued a statement saying in part, quote, the health, safety, and well-being of our campus community is always our top priority. Kate Sharon, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Wayne County residents will have the opportunity to learn what INDOT has planned for the area's major interstate and tell the state what they hope to see. 2 public meetings are planned next month with a presentation on proposed improvements as part of the Revive I-70 project, which currently expects to repave and add 2 travel lanes as well as upgrade interchanges and widen bridges. The improvements will be over 20 miles long from west of Cambridge City in Wayne County to the Indiana-Ohio state line. You can find details on next month's meetings at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. The vice president of the Indiana Farm Bureau says there are steps Congress can take to help small businesses in rural Indiana remain solvent and grow, helping to boost their local communities. Kendall Culp testified yesterday before the U.S. House Committee on Small Business, which held a hearing on examining the challenges and state of rural small businesses. Afterward, he talked to Inside Indiana Business on some of those challenges in Indiana.
53% of Indiana County's lost population in the 2020 census. The majority of those by and far and away are rural counties. So loss of population, which means loss of workforce, is a big issue. We talked a lot about broadband and the importance of broadband and the connectivity for those small businesses and rural communities and farmers as well. I talked about the need for childcare in our rural communities and how a lot of communities may have to drive 30, 40, 50 minutes away to get those services.
Culp urged Congress to pass a bipartisan 2023 Farm Bill on time, which he says would help businesses with access to much-needed resources. WGU Indiana Chancellor Allison Bell is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.